Yes guys, what's going on? Welcome to AdamMcKola TV. We are back with another video where we are talking all things Manchester United. We've got some of your questions right here in front of me on the laptop, and we'll just be talking general as well. I'm sure we'll spiral off into different conversations about different things about United. With Manchester United beating Norwich recently, Bruno Fernandes talk, and a whole host of other headlines United are attracting, and Liverpool on the horizon. I'm here with Dean. You can see his Twitter handle in the description below, so make sure you're following him on Twitter and subscribing to Straight Up as well. We're doing a video for them today. Dean, what's going on?
Not much, chilling, man. Obviously, it was a decent weekend, then it
was a good one
with United and that goals. Like, it was well, again, it was kind of what I expected, but didn't necessarily think would happen. But obviously, it was a decent game, to be fair. And then obviously we had goals. We had Rashford getting two. Green was banger. You know,
like, that's 19 for Rashford now, 11 for Martial, and 9 for Greenwood. So 39 between them. We're looking at. You can probably say we should hit 60 between them, which is a decent return from three youngish strikers.
Yeah.
When you look at, hopefully none of them suffer any injuries or anything like that. But it has been a good return from them, and that's without any real service as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing. I mean, obviously Mata did have a good game, to be fair to him.
2 assists.
Yeah, he had a good game. He's been obviously. I mean, I've criticised him previously, like for him not being quick enough, etc. But he came and obviously kind of was the creative player in our midfield. But we have been lacking, to tell you the truth, and sometimes even still, like we struggled, I think, going forward, and I think we've been fortunate with like Williams on the left. Like he just seems to, again,
second penalty is one.
That's what I'm saying. He just gambles. Like,
should have scored his second goal as well of the season. To be fair.
That's what I mean. And it's like I said, I mean, it's good for him, and obviously it's good for the team. But I mean, I think we are kind of lacking from the areas in which you'd expect creativity to come from. I think you look at the likes of Pereira, etc. And I think they need to be doing.
He was a bit better against Norwich, but it was against Norwich, so it's like we've got some tricky games coming up. That's the real test for them as well. We've got some of your questions here as well. We asked for your questions on the last video on the aftermath, and then in the community section as well. And some of you delivered with a few. So we will talk about Bruno Fernandes. When Dean said creativity there, it kind of made me think of Bruno Fernandes. So we'll obviously talk about them because there's some questions around that. But the first question is from Rabia Ahmed, who says, always loved a good aftermath, so thank you for watching. And realistically, when do you think we will win the league again? It's going to be 10 years. That's definite. It's gonna hit 10 years. That's definite. I think.
Oh, it's gonna hit 10 years.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna hit 10. So 2012.
That's only a couple of 4 more years, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? Like 3-4 more years.
2 more years, and it will be 10 years.
That's not that's standard.
So it's likely to reach 10.
Will we be challenging by then? That's the question.
Who will be manager? Like what? Who will be our players? Like it's going to change a lot over the next 12 to 18 months. I'd like to think we shouldn't go more than 15 years without winning it. That would be
shocking.
That'd be 2028.
That's mad.
We should win it by then, which is 9 years. You'd like to think that football can change very quickly. You would have said a few years ago you can't see Liverpool winning it, really. After they didn't win it with Brendan Rodgers, and then like they didn't really look like winning it, and you would have said, nah, they're not going to win it. And even when Jurgen Klopp coming at the start, you probably would have thought Man City are going to dominate and they're going to make it 3-4 on the spin. And that's not happened, and it's like anything.
Yeah, anything can kind of happen, but at the same time, some of it, a lot of it's been premeditated, I think, and like with City's rise again, that they had, like their recruitment was quality, really. Like you look at, I know they're
gonna have to buy they're gonna have to buy good again, though. Now.
They have bought bad players. Don't get me wrong, but the amount of dough they've been throwing at it's a joke, and they're getting it right more time than not.
Because they're gonna have they're gonna have to make wholesale changes. Soon. Aguero's not getting any younger. I know they've got Gabriel Jesus there, but you look at around their team, it's going to change a lot. Fernandinho's going to go out. Their defence is a worry at the moment. Liverpool, obviously, they're looking towards the future already, like in terms of the signings they're making, which is good forward think. I think they're going to sell like Salah this summer as well, and like reinvest in like another big young signing, like you never know, a Sancho or something like. So I
think they'd be crazy to let Salah go personally, but I can see it happen. I can see him wanting to leave, or maybe Man.
I just think they might just, because if you look at that Coutinho deal, that was very shrewd in the end. It basically made them. It funded the moves for the goalkeeper at what's his name, Alisson, and Van Dijk. So I wouldn't surprise me if they did a similar deal again.
Yeah, but even if they did, like, it worked out for them then. I said at the time I'd have saw Coutinho, and then obviously I wouldn't have been able to. I wouldn't have found. I know they bought Salah before, but it's like I'd have never told him to sign him. So he obviously kind of cushioned the blow for him leaving anyway, and obviously they've spent well. But I don't think necessarily you can do that again. Like, Salah for me is, even if you got 150 million for him, like, I don't know, like, I don't think, as much as I don't think he's been good this season from what I've saw, I don't really think you're gonna get a player who's just gonna have the same impact creatively wise as Salah, to be honest. So I mean, again, like you say, it can change. Obviously, a long time injury, and like, you know, we're hit bad with injuries, but if some of the top teams get, you know, a player gets out for a year, does his knee or something, changes the league. But I mean, for me, if I was to win the league, I can't see.
If you have to say a year now.
From 2020, 2027, man.
That would have been.
That's another like
14 years. That would have been.
It probably. It's not. I'm gonna say from here, like.
And the 10th year we'll win it. 22, 23. Don't know where that's coming from.
But think about it, you're gonna have to look at the points. You're gonna have to. You can't. You know what I'm saying? That you can't go from like. I don't know what we're gonna finish on, like 60, 70. But you can't. The gap to the top. You can't just close that. We can't just do no like our next season we're gonna be 20 points better off, and I don't. Well, not without massive investment in top players, and I don't think we ain't got that in the locker room. At the moment, we ain't even got Champions League football to offer, man. If our best player leaves, again, what are we saying to, man? You know what I'm saying? If Liverpool, like,
the ownership isn't great.
If they were to say get a Sancho, like, who I think is still a bit gassed, but he looks like a top prospect, and I think if they did get him again, what kind of message does that send over to, or like, you know, for like. Even the younger players and stuff, like where they're gonna go, like it's mad, like. So I don't know. I think in order to close that gap, and again in the summer, City are gonna go again, Liverpool will go again. It's not just us we're trying to improve, but everyone else is as well. Arsenal will go again, Chelsea will go again. They're going again now, like, you know what I'm saying. Obviously, you'd kind of expect Spurs. I don't know, like especially under Mourinho, but I don't know. A lot of men are saying he's done out. Yeah, I don't know.
He's done out.
I don't know.
David Hunt asks, I also read from several places we're scouting Boubakary Soumare, the fella from Lille, I think. Question for McKola and Dean, obviously. Would Boubakary Soumare and Bruno Fernandes together be able to replace Pogba? And I think obviously leading from that as well, when we're signing players like Bruno Fernandes, we're getting linked to the likes of Jack Grealish. Do you think we're planning for a post-Paul Pogba future?
I think whatever's happening with Pogba, I think the club knowing it. I think it's not going to be a secret to them. I'd hope that they're looking to sign these players to add to what we've got, as opposed to looking to. Because for me, I don't really see how you replace Pogba. Like, as much as he's inconsistent, the quality that he's there, and if I think he's given the right environment to flourish, I don't think you can replace him with anyone. Like, I think you can try.
I think Bruno and Pogba and like McTominay or Fred could work in a 3. Like, you could have one central pivot with 2, with like a 8 and 1 going further. Yeah. And I think they could do that. Obviously, in some games away from home or whatever, you're not going to be able to play both of them. Or if you do, it's going to be a 4-2-3-1, and one of them plays in the 10, because Bruno Fernandes is equally as good in that deeper position or in the 10. Both creatively and scoring goals, so he does open things up. Jack Grealish coming into the mix is an interesting one, but I don't think he can play 10 left, right. He's not a player that holds down one position, so it's not like, oh, you're gonna have too many quality number 10s. Well, no, because I'd rather Jack Grealish on the right than Daniel James, you know what I mean. Or like, potentially if Marcus Rashford needs a rest, Grealish can play on the left. Like, he can play in various positions. So I think we'd go into the hope that Pogba stays and we can persuade him to stay, but that we're not solely reliable on his creativity, because at the moment we are.
Yeah, I do agree to an extent. I think we do need more. Regardless, I think we need bodies, we need options. Like with our midfield is lacking. But again, you look to when we played at City, you look to the bench, and you're not really looking over at the bench like thinking, yeah, someone's going to change the game. It's not enough quality there, like in numbers and that. So
and you're just hoping one of the youngsters can pull something out the bag.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and
it's a lot of pressure.
That's what I mean. It's not really. This is the thing. I mean, I've said it previously. I know a lot of people are onto Ollie. Like, you know, I want to see Gomez previously, but at the same time, like, coming to like when we are struggling, like it's not the best environment, I don't think, for the youth. But to be fair to him, Ollie's still kind of like his debut that many and consistently played him going
giving
back
people
to
chances. That's why I say, regardless of whether he's a success in the long term, I think he builds foundations for the next man regardless. And I think some of what he's doing is very good and is needed at the club. Inner Soul Music, just reading this question before while you was talking there, made me laugh. Bailly as possible emergency defensive midfield option, good ball skills but obvious injury concerns. He's too much hot sauce to be playing DM, isn't he? He's all over the shop.
I would rather give him a go at centre back, man, instead of.
Well, that's where he is, isn't it?
Like
I still think Bailly fully fit is our best centre half.
I agree. His first season.
Do you think he's better than Maguire?
I'd rather have him. I think I'd rather have him than Maguire if he could sort his injuries and that.
Because as well, like I feel like Victor Lindelof and Maguire. Now hear me out here. They both try to do the same things. They're very similar in what they try to do. I think Maguire's better in terms of bringing the ball out, but they both try and play the ball. In Bailly, you've got that kind of perfect nutcase foil, which could work alongside one. I think Maguire and Bailly could be the one, but he's just always getting injured, and it's like that serious injury.
I always get the impression that he's like, you know, he's kind of his cards marked kind of thing, where like, you know, like I think it's like, I don't know, it's like you're just gonna end up hearing him leaving for some other club or something at some point.
Going back to Spain or something.
Yeah, you know, and then they'll probably just end up tearing it up or something like. But it's like, I don't know, like I don't know if his injury record or what keep him, because like I said, he has made some mistakes.
Every time he plays though, I know you say he has made some wild errors. But most of the time, when he plays consistently, he's pretty good. He's got a good base level of performance.
Yeah, 100%.
Even though he does wild,
you see me,
a bicycle kick.
Yeah,
I'd say that.
Mad geezer.
Only Bailly would do that.
Trust.
Absolute nutcase. But yeah, I'm glad he's back and in that selection, because we need that. You know, Tanzabi's been injured. We need players in there. Anik Ali says, how confident are you getting Fernandes, and how many goals do you think Rashford, Mason and Marshall can end the season on? We kind of touched on the Rashford, Mason, Marshall. Rashford, how many goals do you think he'll get?
He's on 19 now. Like, you gotta be looking. Well, again, I wouldn't have thought he'd hit these numbers. But if he gets 30 in the season, that's a good return. To tell you the truth.
And from this position, he should be aiming to do that, really. If he doesn't get an injury.
Yeah, I mean, you'd hope, but he could just be in like a nice bit of form in it. So
he'll go for a dry patch as well.
It's still a decent return.
But I think between 25 and 30 is a good return from him. I think the target was around 25 for him, and he should get there. Mason Greenwood, I think he's surpassed what we would have wanted from him. Yeah. I would have said, if you get 5 goals this season, Mason Greenwood, your first season, fair enough.
Yeah, I'm just thinking like, what if he keeps scoring? It's like, you know, like next season when you're gonna try and like obviously do better than that, because obviously he's
and then
still
people
young.
like, one season wonder because he only gets 10 goals next season.
That's what I'm saying, but it's like he's putting up good numbers already. Like, and like I said, his goal of the weekend, like. Again, he's a banger, really. It wasn't even. It's not a tapping, and it wasn't even. I remember. I think I said he scored his first chance. But like you said, it wasn't. He made his own.
It wasn't a chance. It wasn't a chance. It was like he never blasted it in, you know, like that one against Newcastle. It went in because of the power. Yeah. Because it was so accurate. Krul had a full dive on. Yeah. It wasn't even that quick. It just went round him. It was a great shot.
Yeah. But it's like when I saw it, obviously we was in the Stretford, and it's like, to me, I don't know, when I seen that, it's just like it can't. Again, I don't want to start getting on this whole RVP train and all this, but. Like, it was reminiscent of that, but I was just thinking, like, I can imagine him scoring a lot more of those. You know, like, I'm going to be standing here and he's going to get in the same place and do the exact same thing. You know, there is certain players, you know,
Henry getting in that position.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Henry inside finish, like, he'd get there.
I read an interesting article on that the other day where it had, like, the map of where all his goals are scored from, and it's just like always from that position.
It's what I'm saying.
Martial's on 11, which is a 1-in-2 ratio for him. I think it's 19 starts, 11 goals from the number 9 position. He'd done the dirty work, which was the most good thing about his performance the other day. How much do you think he'll get?
I mean, from this position, you'd hope he'd at least. Well, you'd hope he'd get 20 in it. I mean, for either of them, really, one of them needs to get 20 in the Prem, definitely.
I think Martial gets 25 all comps. Rashford between 25 and 30. Mason probably end up on about 15. If you look at that, 65 goals, 70 goals.
Yeah, that would be a decent return.
That's a good return with no supply. And then how confident are you getting Fernandes? I'm not confident on him because talks. I'm because of the rumours and where they're coming from. I'm quietly confident talks are happening, but talks can end with us not signing him. So I'm not confident.
For me, it's like I've literally I woke up this morning and then well, kind of and then at first I looked at my phone and obviously like some notifications come on the front screen of my phone and them things get me vexed anyway. Like normally, and that's it's saying it's like Bruno Fernandes Day or something. It's linked something somewhere on YouTube. So I didn't click on it and I'm like again. It's like I've seen this before and it's like
I hope it's like Steve or someone like that.
I don't know who it was, tell you the truth and that, but it's like this has happened before. Like in the summer, like I remember everyone was covering. We're getting Bruno Fernandes. Everyone was wounded.
Yeah, it's weird how like these days just get set and it's like it might not be today. It's because journalists say, you know what happens? They get probably a sniff that there's actually talks going on. So they all try and beat each other to the exclusive. Like one's going to say it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday first. One of them's going to be right.
And but even then, like but a lot of them are. A majority of the times they're wrong about most things. Like the amount of players I hear United linked with, and even myself, I hear it and I think that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. I read something today about Declan Rice and it's like it's not going to happen. Like,
I hope.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's not going to happen. But I mean, I'm not confident until I've seen him.
Do you like what you see of him?
Yeah, I mean, again, he's gonna be better than like he's better than Pereira and that. Them ones like and the fact that he's gonna be, if he was to come, the fact that he himself has been doing well. I think just that confidence of a player who's coming and like kind of anticipating, I'm gonna continue to do well. Like I'm gonna continue to score goals, influence the game.
His record's pretty healthy, goals and assists. But then Kagawa, Mkhitaryan.
This is
different leagues,
but
you never know how they adjust to the Prem. Tyler Roberts says, rewind to the start of the season, same squad, same injuries. How does this team perform if Sir Alex was in charge? Would we be in 5th place? We wouldn't be in 5th place because we wouldn't have been losing those games against your Watfords and your Villas and your Sheffield Uniteds. And I know we didn't lose all those games, but we'd be winning those games. We'd be in the top 4. Probably don't be doing what Liverpool are doing because that is relentlessly nuts. But if Fergie has this team, because we're looking at it, he's not just coming in now. We're looking at it, he's still got it, this team. Because if he just comes in now, he's not going to do well. He's been out of football for how long? He's old,
Football's different now, though. Like obviously, the game's a bit different in that, but in terms of the landscape of the league's completely different from Fergie. Really, like look at the potential number of teams who can potentially win the league.
But this season, there's been one team winning the league.
Yeah, Nabasco's they've been going on nuts in it. But everyone else is kind of close. Them ones. It's just that they're just on another level.
I think we'd be 2nd or 3rd with Fergie.
Don't know, man.
With this team,
I don't know how this would ever be a Fergie team. I don't know how this would. It's just like that's what I'm saying. Like you're talking about if you said it the other day. I think like if you went back to the start of the season, like looking at our squad, and then thinking to yourself, if we get some injuries, look at that squad. Where do you think we'd be? And then when you actually look at where we actually are in it, like to be honest, I wouldn't have thought our record against the top teams would have been so good. To tell you straight, I think that maybe I think more so. I think we'd have done better against the poorer teams, and then done whack against the good teams, and then we'd probably be in a similar position. But it's happened the other way around, and we're still like 5th or whatever. So. For me, it's like I potentially I'd have thought we'd probably be worse off than 5th. Them ones maybe 6th or 7th, like.
Definitely. So I agree with you, but I do think Fergie's 2nd or 3rd. We wouldn't have won every game. It's ridiculous to think that, and you would have to be top.
Fergie never did that, innit? Like he never won every game in the league, innit?
We also always started off a bit slow as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've been waiting for Ollie to say that to you. The truth, you know, we're better after Christmas than that.
We're notoriously slow starters.
Trust.
But yeah, thank you for your questions, guys. Thank you for tuning in to AdamMcKola TV as well. Make sure you're liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing. If you're fans of general chat and general news, and like today we're going to do a video on Stormzy against Wiley, then click the link in the description below to subscribe to Straight Up. Make sure you're keeping it locked. We'll see you later. Dean, anything to add?
Subscribe to the team.